different. You go to hockey games to get excited. 2 goals with the goalie pulled, and the Bruins, showing hearts of lions, have tied it 3-3.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back. Episode 11, Same Seeds Podcast, brought to you by Chip Seeds.
Chip Seeds.
Rip the chip.
Shout
Rip
out.
the chip. Shout out Chip Seeds. They're awesome. Find a bag. Find them online. Order as many as you can. Gentlemen, happy Sunday. Big day today for us. Big day.
Humongous. This morning, I did see the line for the Patriots drop to 3.5.
Whoa.
So just something to keep an eye on. But
Hammer
a lot
time.
of nerves. But the Bruins have been helping me stay busy over this last week with just winning some huge games, playing a good brand of hockey.
This team has been streaky in the good way. Snoop, a loop. We're back again, going through the quad.
Nothing but good things here. Hey, that minus 3.5, I kind of think you have to just lay the hammer on it.
I have a fun fact for you guys about this little Pats talk. So apparently, like line swings like that, the line that they thought it would have been Pats versus Broncos if Bo Nix was healthy was like Broncos plus or Patriots plus 1.5. And then when it swung to Pats minus 5.5, that's like almost a Tom Brady level swing for Bo Nix. Like when Tom Brady would play versus not playing, it'd be like a 7 or 8 point swing. So like I guess all like the bookmakers are kind of like, damn, this line is like completely bad. I guess bad. I don't know.
Yeah,
Completely wrong because like they're saying Bo Nix is 2 points away from a Tom Brady swing. So a little weird there, but
that's very interesting.
Yeah,
I
saw it in
still
a tweet.
I still fully don't understand if it moves from 5.5 to 3.5. Does that mean people are putting more money on Denver or the Patriots? I don't understand all that works, but I'm assuming that this means that people are favoring the Broncos a little bit more.
I think people are taking Broncos on the points is why it swings back to us.
That might have been a dumb comment, but
This is a hockey podcast, but but how do you not take the Pats? Like Jared, like Stiddy is starting. They have a great D, but Houston had a great D.
Houston's was better probably.
Yeah, and so did the Chargers. I'd expect no one's gonna perform like C.J. Stroud performed the other day, but I can't imagine Stiddy's gonna be coming out slinging like vintage Brett Favre.
imagine if the game was at home in Foxborough with the weather we have going on right now.
I'd be so
I don't
sick.
think they could have played.
I'd be sick.
It'd be like the Raiders game.
I don't
Yeah.
think they would have. I don't think you could have fans come. It
They'd
would be
probably have to move it up, I bet, to like 1
Yeah.
o'clock.
100%.
Or like 11 a.m. kickoff. That'd be kind of electric.
Premier
I
League.
don't know how the altitude works, but I did see the Patriots rolled in yesterday. I'm trusting Mike Vrabel on this one, but I
Mhm.
thought they would have got there a few days ahead of time.
Well, I mean, the altitude even affects coffee drinkers, according to a former coach on a car ride from St. Ansem College to Winchendon, going through the changes in elevation. So they should have
Really?
got there earlier.
That's a really good point, Dave.
We just know the facts.
We
Next
are a Bruins podcast.
Yes. Back to business here.
This is
But,
a hockey
hey,
show.
but we like sports. Well, we got some housekeeping. We had a pretty good week. Obviously, we had a stinker in there, which we'll get to, but kind of a hilarious stinker for good reasons.
Mm-hmm.
BCam, you're Mr. Housekeeping over here. What do you got for us?
I know I texted you both that I had a piping hot take, and I kind of buried the lead on it, but my piping hot take is that I think Korpisalo should keep the net for how well he's been playing over the last 4 games. And I'd be very curious to get your take on that.
I don't hate it. We've been sitting on this for a couple of days, so the excitement has been there for us to kind of hear this one. I don't hate it. Build this trade value, and whether it's now or in the off season, and if he's gonna kick, like we'll just start accumulating some points and moving up. So I think it's a win-win. I don't hate it at all.
And I was the guy that has been saying Swayman getting 4 in a row is a good thing, in my opinion, going against like what people on Twitter have been saying. I think what I would like to see more is just if Corpo's hot, then give him more games. Maybe give him 4 games in a row.
Yeah.
Like if he's keeping it to 1 or 2 goals against, why not? I
Yeah.
think they should just ride whoever's hot, you know?
So, see, that's my exact point. So I guess it wasn't that piping. And I know that Corpusalo is making me eat my words. I'm well aware of that. But I love it. And to your point, Mikey, originally, this team is so streaky, you have to ride the highs. So if Corpusalo is 4-0 with a 1.5 goals against in those 4 games in his last 4 starts, and he has a 947 save percentage. So it's not a knock on Swayman, but I just think with this team, you got to take the highs at the highest you can. Like you just got to keep riding it. We know the losing streaks will come, but like just keep them in the net. Again, nothing against Swayman. We love Swayman. Swayman will have majority of the games, but I think Corpusalo has earned the right to keep the streak going here.
I also think Corpusalo is going to be pretty big for this team after the Olympic break because, I mean, Ottinger is going to be the starter, right, for Team USA, supposedly. But I wouldn't be, I mean, anything could happen. I wouldn't be shocked if Swayman goes in and gets more games. So when they're coming off of that, like, you want to give your guy a little bit of a break that, you know, he can be somewhat rested for playoffs, hopefully. So I think Corpusalo is going to be huge to lean on after that Olympic break.
Yeah, the Team USA has a good problem to have where they just have 3 dynamite goalies. So it's going to be a tough choice.
Well, and is it basketball? I don't even know. Like I got a bit of a brain fart, but like the hot hand, you just ride the hot hand. Whoever's going, like you just keep feeding him the ball. Yeah,
40 shots a night.
Yeah, like if he's gonna and Corpy, if he's gonna kick, just keep throwing him in there. Like he's a changed man when he got the Knicks from the Olympic team. Which, hey, good for us. Sucks for him, but good for us because he's playing out of his mind. So, would love to see that continue. Obviously, it benefits us at the end of the day. Us and again, the Bruins at the end of the day.
Yeah, and then since we last spoke, the Rasmus Anderson drama has ended, which was just an absolute roller coaster.
The saga that went on for 5 business days.
It was
great, bro.
And Mikey, credit to you. You called that from the get go. That once Vegas was a player in it, it was an auto loss for him.
That's it.
And it ended up being a bullet dodged. Don Sweeney does it again, where I don't know. I think this is speculation, but $9 million a year for 7 years, $63 million over that 7 years offered to Rasmus Anderson as for a contract extension. That is complete bread, and I just don't think that would have been a good deal for the Bruins.
He'd be making $9 million a year at the age of 37. We dodged a bullet.
Yeah,
he's a good player. Hindsight 2020, maybe we draft him instead of Loizon, but and we don't have this problem really. But I think we dodged a bullet, and since Lohrei was on the block, Bobby Orr 2.0, I don't know, the stuff he's pulling off is insane. Yeah, that would have been a massive overpay in terms of what we were giving up if the first round pick was in there, and then also a massive overpay to the bank account. Like, yeah, we have the cap space, but we don't need to drop our pants for Rasmus Anderson.
And I think that was pretty legit too, because Elliot tweeted that, if I'm not mistaken, like this is what he had heard. Him or Darren Dreger tweeted that. So, you know, it was probably a legit offer. And I didn't like what Vegas sent over either. Like, I would have been pretty upset if Don had done that. So credit to Don. He's poised in the pocket. He looks like Jameis Winston doing those drills where he's like flicking the hips, trying to emulate the pocket pressure. Don's staying strong. He's stepping up. He's going to make a throw. So
it's interesting too, because someone made a good point where it's good because we didn't give the money to Rasmus Anderson, but at the same time we did just show our cards to all the other teams of what we're willing to give up and for the player in return. So I think teams now have an understanding. I guess it could work in our favor in the long run because maybe someone wants a young defenseman that has an insane skill set, and we're seeing it on display right now, and a first-round pick attached to it. I can't remember. Was there another person that was floated in there? Was it Poitras?
It was Poitras, yeah. Well, hey, devil's advocate, though, I don't hate it because now Lohrei's playing really, really good hockey.
Yes.
And as the market gets a little tighter, right, like Rasmus Anderson was the best right shot D available, probably, and like they're calling for the guy Falk, whatever, in St. Louis. they're asking for a similar return, which is laugh out loud funny. But now people are going to have to offer some crazy crap because he's off, because Rasmus is off the market now. So,
Yeah.
and to your point, Mike, about what Vegas sent back, White Cloud going back, love that guy's game. He's a
Yeah, he's
house,
legit.
and I think it was Yans on Chicklets. He made a really good point. He was like, if, like, say White Cloud goes to the Bees, you put him with the Lori on the back end, and they complement each other perfectly because he knows his role. Big, long D, kind of fits the mold. So maybe there's something cooking there where we keep Lori, send a pick, and Pacha or another young guy. Like we've dealt with Calgary already this year. Like, no, that was a waiver wire, but like we've dealt with them in the past. You know, so just kind of spitballing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't hate it.
Yeah. And speaking of dodge bullets, too, Sherwood did get dealt to the Sharks, which was another saga.
Tip of the
The
cap to John.
Yeah.
Don. Jesus.
I just,
John Sweeney.
John.
was so relieved to see him not in a Bruins jersey because that return was, what was it, 2 second-round picks and another, I think it was another player in there. Again, another guy that's going to be 30 or already is 30, and he's a UFA at the end of the season. So,
But for the Sharks, that makes a ton of sense. They have so
ton
many
of-
young guys. They're loaded
taking
up
them
on
up.
prospects. Like,
Mhm.
take a
They don't
flyer
need any
out
more
on them.
picks.
No, like, what are they going to do with the second round pick? Or,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? Obviously, they can turn into something, but I think that makes a ton of sense for them. It didn't make a ton of sense for us. Thank God John Sweeney didn't pick up the phone.
And you hear it sometimes too, like all the NHL central trade guys will say, sometimes the best trade is the one that you don't make. So that's two that I know all three of us were in agreement. Like, all right, good job. Don't eat the trash. Way to stay poised.
I mean, hands up, I was drinking the Kool-Aid on Rasmus Anderson. I was
You're
like, this
always
is gonna
drinking
look
the
sick.
Kool-Aid, though.
I'm just
for,
a team
for
guy.
everything.
I'm just a team guy.
Dave, I resonate with you. I unfortunately was.
Yeah,
I had
both
the
you
Kool-Aid.
guys, big
Yeah.
Kool-Aid drinkers.
Yeah, I was looking at a right shot defenseman, adding him to our already strong back end, but it is a little scary to see what the average or the AAV is going to for certain players. He jumped, I think, $4 million per year just off of that. What we saw for what the Bruins offered him. So I know we talked a little bit about like what's a $5 million player versus what's a $10 million player. It's the numbers are going to be staggering in the coming year or so.
Yeah, and I don't know if you got this on your housekeeping list, BCam, but I was looking at some cap space, the Bruins cap space guy on Twitter. Excellent follow. Give him a follow.
Want to get him on here.
Yes. Open invite. Literally open invite to anyone.
BCam,
just text us.
I told Dave this. I did directly tweet at him and asking him to come on, but he breezed it, so
That's okay. It's
name
an
down
open
the
invite.
road. We're
Squeaky
trying.
wheel gets the grease. We'll stay on
we're
it.
trying.
An open invite with anyone with a pulse. Just you can come on.
Just come on and talk shop with the boys.
The Zoom link is open.
But he had a great tweet, and then there were a couple of replies. I forgot who it was. But with 17 million in cap space coming up, what are you gonna do, right? And this pool is like junior varsity going in the free agent pool. So do you make a big splash and trade for a big name like a Pedersen and pay him, or a Robertson or a Kyrou or a Thomas, and like give up some capital and then kind of fill some pieces? I don't know, something we can probably have an entire podcast about, but maybe that's where the thought process was. Hey, we can throw the bag at Rasmus because we're still going to have another math guy. I don't know, 9 million.
And we don't have
8 million.
There's not a ton
Sure.
of free agents for the Bruins. They have, I think it's like 12 or 13 forwards that are locked up for next year already. I think Arvidsson's the only UFA coming up forwards wise, and
Yeah.
then
Sign Hagens, and
Yeah.
then peak on the back end,
but Hagens will cost you what, the entry level, which is I think like 920.
925,
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
unless
3
that goes
years.
up.
which it probably should. Yeah,
Well, unless he burns a year off, which by all means, let the kid burn a year off. Who
I
gives a
agree.
crap?
again, we're in that
Who
camp.
gives a crap? Not to completely derail it. Sorry, BCam, but I had to get that off my chest. It was eating me up.
Since we did last talk, we did lose Coco to the Stars again. So thank you, Coco, for your service, and it was fun having you here while you were here. So
That stinks. I wish he had more of a shot because I really enjoyed his game.
He looks good. I mean, he's probably his head's probably spinning. But to your point, Dave, just wrong time, wrong place. They brought him in probably to compete for low rise spot, and then low rise just kicked it into gear and never looked back. So it is what it is.
Could have been a good factor for him for
Yeah.
Lowry, you know?
And then I did take a look at the NHL trade board by Mark Cussy, who is also a great follow, and the list is very underwhelming. It is. I'm not going to read through all the names, but it was a lot of like Kadri, Panarin, Folk, who you were talking about, Dave, Robert Thomas, DeBrusque, and then I did see Andrew Peake's name slide in there. I'm not really pumped about that. I would love to retain Peake. I think he's going to be a free agent at the end of this year.
Yeah.
I think it's a no-brainer. I think he's bought in completely. I know I use that term a lot, but like I think he leads the league in block shots, and he has somewhat of an offensive game to him, like at least a little bit. And he's just like an animal. You see some injuries he goes out with, and he's right back either in that game or the next game. I think it'd be stupid to trade him, but what do I know?
I agree. And people hate his game, and I just don't think they know the game. If you hate his game, he makes some mistakes. Who doesn't, right? It's a game of mistakes, and sometimes you scratch your head a little bit. Like he had like the yips a little bit last night, and I think a couple of the guys did in the first couple periods. So it was like, whatever. But you need solid D. And to your point, he was a horse when everyone and their mother was hurt on the back end when we had the BMC Bruins playing.
Mhm.
So I think that's a guy you keep around. And he's probably not going to ask for a ton of money either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really when he first came over, I didn't like him at all. I was like, this guy absolutely blows. And then when we started towards the end of the year, Bees made playoffs, and he was out for a game or two, and it was visibly noticeable where like they were just lacking a sturdy sit back, win the battles in the corners type guy. And kind of after that, I've been in love with him ever since. So I wouldn't want to see them trade him, but people do some 5 years old. People do some stupid stuff at the deadline. So everybody's got a price, and we don't love them enough to turn down something crazy. But one thing I want to ask you guys too is I've been seeing a lot on Twitter after DeBrusque got healthy scratched in Vancouver. A lot of the Bees faithful were tweeting something like, "Hey, come home! Like we want him back." I'm all set with DeBrusque. I'm all set. We've turned that page.
We had a good run.
Yeah, we got to move on. I think I threw up a poll not too long ago. And again, like both hands on the Kool-Aid jar. I was like, well, maybe he could come back and 20 goal score and throw him on the third line to pair him with Geeky and Minton and call it a day. But I just don't think I think we need to move on.
Yeah, he was great to watch here, and I liked him. But I think both things can be good for us letting go and him not being here.
We had a hell of a run. We don't need to
Hell of
try
a
to
ride.
recreate. That was good.
And staying on the trade talk too, Dominic Tiano tweeted out that recent talks between Armstrong, which I think it's Doug Armstrong for the Blues, and Sweeney have been centered around Team Canada, but I've been told that these talks also went beyond the Olympics.
Does he have a wiretap? Like, can we confirm or deny?
I don't know, but it was a positive tweet, so I thought I would throw it in here.
No, I saw that tweet too.
Because I know we're Team Kyrou and Team Robert Thomas, so maybe there's a play maybe there, so just something to consider. And then also shout out to Steve's for the new contract. We willed that to existence. 2 years, 1.625 per year. I saw some people saying they don't love the deal because there's a Group 6 UFA. Were you familiar with that term? Because I certainly wasn't.
Those Group 6 and Group 7s, don't even ask us about it. It's a good deal. We're happy about the deal.
I dove into it because my curious brain was like, what does this even mean?
Is it good news or bad news?
At the end of the day, still kind of unsure, but the qualifications are you have to be 25 years old, you have to have played 3 or more professional seasons and played less than 80 games. So the qualifications are kind of just scattered. But it allows the player to become a UFA earlier than they would have otherwise. They're not subjected to compensation rules. And there was they had some like history with it too. Like Timmy T was a Group 6 UFA back in 02 when the Bruins signed him.
Good signing.
Yeah,
Look how
so
that turned out.
again, just drinking the Kool-Aid, just like trying to find some and we can leave that alone because I know I'm kind of rambling here. Another insane stat that I saw that I didn't really think about: the Bruins have not had a Hobie Baker nominee in college hockey since Ryan Donato in 17 and 18.
I was actually going to guess Mike Motto, but that makes sense that it was Donato.
And now they have 3. Dean Latorno, I think I'm pronouncing his name correctly, James Hagens, and Ryan Walsh. So
Zellers didn't get a
Really?
nod.
Walsh is up for the Hobie?
yeah,
Well, it's like the preliminary where it's basically a participation trophy where everyone kind of gets a nod, right?
Zellers snubbed.
Again, that's fine. He plays better when
Put
he's
the
snubbed.
chip on his shoulder.
and then just last point here on kind of an open forum. We have been pumping his tires a lot. Steve's on the third line. I think he played fairly well last night. I know I told you I only caught the last period, but we might need to see a shuffling on the third line just to get some momentum. I know after Geeky, they had 3 goals in that line yesterday, so take this with a grain of salt, but I still think they need to just find some groove there because the first 2 lines are a lock. They're not going anywhere. They're playing so well together, so I would like to see if there's some chemistry that we can add to that third line. And it's not, again, no knock on Steve's. Like I still want him in the lineup every night, but just trying to find the right chemistry.
Yeah, I think Sturm mixed it up in that third line where he put Houdini down and brought Geeky up to the first line, and there was a little bit of jam going there for some time. But I agree, Geeky's also probably sleeping like 2 hours a night with a newborn and a little one, so like it's gonna come. But I wouldn't hate to see Jeannot maybe slide up and you slide Steve's down just for a different look where there's maybe a little more skill on that fourth line with Corrali and Kastelik, and then you just have Jeannot just being a complete animal. Like he hit everyone and their mother last night in the
He
game.
has
Like
taking hits.
there
Like
was
he like I can't believe some people get up after he crunches them into the wall.
Kirby Doc was flying up through center ice, and luckily Jeannot missed him. Otherwise, like he would have been TKO'd. I just saw an elbow go flying, and I was like, "Oh my!" It was crazy. We have lost Mike. We can impersonate him if we want.
But staying on the hitting conversation, I know we talk about it a lot, but that fourth line has bone-crushing hits.
When Kastelik laid the boom on in the Vegas game, I forgot who he hit. Like we were boots. Yeah. The place went nuts, and we like all looked around. I was like,
So if you watch the Nesson broadcast, you miss a lot of those hits because they're
like
exiting
after
the
the play.
zone. Yeah, and it's still in their own D zone, but they for some reason we caught the latter half of it, and he just dumped them.
Well, so there was that play last night in the first period where he made this like really nice backhand pass, 2-line pass, like tape to tape, and then he just got completely leveled by someone. You can always see it like the reverse angle. And you're like, it's like maybe we zoom out so we can catch more of these angles.
He's back.
You're gonna have to listen, Mike. We were talking some serious trash.
My computer tried to update, much like Sturm with the line combos.
We were just we were talking about Jeannot and then Kastelik just completely killing Theodore.
That was sick. Right before he buried him, too. I leaned over to you and I was like, watch out.
Nuts. I do have one more housekeeping before we get into the games, BK.
And I'm all set on my end, so rip it.
This is a Razor who has been just crushing the Nesson broadcast. The only bright light, not the only, one of a few bright lights at Nesson. Only 3 teams in the NHL have more regulation wins than the Bruins. Any guesses who those teams are?
I did see the tweet, so I won't ruin it.
All
so
right, I'll go. It's 3.
3. Yep.
Vegas.
Nope.
Eastern Conference.
1 Central and 1 Atlantic team. I'll narrow it down for you.
Buffalo?
Nope.
I'll just do.
We're not going to go through all 30.
Let's do one more so this doesn't turn into Jeopardy. Capitals?
Nope. Dallas and Tampa.
I was going to say
31 Colorado, who's been on a bit of a skid. Dallas 25, Tampa 25, Bees 23.
Team's good.
So not bad. We're getting the points. We're getting the points. And
really good.
Great company. And they talked about this on the Kachuk podcast. I think we need to mix up the point allocation and
I
go
was just going to say,
and go
I
to
don't know.
like Premier League style points or something. Something has to break. For an overtime win, you should not be getting the full 2 points, or you should be getting the 2 points, but that team should not be getting a point or whatever. Like there has to be some sort of
Is
breakdown.
Premier League, is it 3 points for a win? Am I making that up?
3 points for a win, 1 point for
Yeah, so I think you're absolutely correct that we need to follow that.
something. Yeah, there's got to, or like have, since there's no overtime, maybe it's 3 points for a win, 2 points for an overtime win, 1 point for an overtime loss, nothing for a loss. There
Yeah.
needs to be something, because you could just be a bum team and just lose an overtime half the season. You could start scraping up some points.
When is the next?
And it's against the Bruins' identity, what we've seen over the last like 15 or whenever they started doing overtime and shootouts, whatever. Bruins have notoriously had like 20 overtime losses in a year, and I think they're at 2 right now.
Which is, yeah, the anomaly.
When's the next CBA?
What were you gonna say, Mike? I don't know.
Not as soon as
We can edit that date in later.
That works. All right. Well, we got some games to talk through. We don't have to go through obviously each one line by line, but
Dave, before
Stars.
we get into the games, I want to talk to you a little bit about Chip Seeds, our lovely presenting sponsor, who also had sent us to the game Thursday night versus the Vegas Golden Knights. Have you ever been spitting sunflower seeds and thought, why am I even doing this? My mouth is lit up like a Christmas tree from all the salt, and the flavor tastes like dog ass. Yeah, we were there once too. So Chip and Pud decided to do something about it. The result is Chip Sunflower Seeds, a maple-flavored sunflower seed company that combines real seeds with real Vermont maple syrup to make the best sunflower seeds ever created. Now, these are made with 100% real Vermont maple syrup. None of that fake corn syrup garbage every other company uses. Chip Seeds keeps it simple. Syrup, salt, and seeds. That's it. Their flagship flavor, Maple Mania, proves you don't need a chemistry set to make something taste good. No Red 40, no weird additives turning your kid's brain into mashed potatoes. We leave that junk to the other guys. Check them out at chipseeds.com or at Instagram at chipseeds, all one word. Rip the chip. Thank you, boys. Chip Seeds. We love chips.
we love Chip Seeds.
Great read, Mike. Great read.
Thank you. I'm getting better.
That was smooth. Well, good week. Relatively good week. Tough start. The Hangover Bowl in Dallas. Maybe they put on too much of a clinic in Fort Worth, according to some of the content.
I'm not any real estate in that Stars game. That was goldfish brain for me. I was like, whatever.
We really don't even need to talk about it other than I'm in on Robertson. I texted you guys that, and you guys gave me the Heisman, which I really appreciate in the group text. But his game is so good.
Fellow Kool-Aid drinker, I had to bow out of it, but you know where I stand on Robertson. I would love to see him with the black and gold.
Even just the Olympics, he's been on such a heater. Like, throw me a bone. And I have, this isn't around the league, but I'm looping it in because we're talking about it right now. Bucci had a tweet last night. These are the 3 a.m. Twitter scrolls. Top 4 NHL goal leaders. Any guess? Doesn't have to be in order, but
I think I saw it earlier. I mean, it's McKinnon, Crosby.
McDavid.
Yep.
Robertson.
Yep. One more American.
Cole Caulfield.
Yep. 38, 30, 30, 29. 2 of which are on the Canadian Olympic team. 2 of which are not on the American Olympic team. Something to chew on. I'm an American. Billy says jump. I ask how high, but this is when we scratch our head at.
Not looking for the best players, Herb. I'm looking for the right ones. Or Craig.
It's going to be funny when we lose 2-1 and we needed a couple goals. Anyways, it's not going to happen because we're going to win. But that Dallas game, obviously snooze fest. I think Crystal Aspro is the MVP, being the little fridge. And
it's a little fridge or mini fridge?
Oh, I had mini fridge in my notes. Don't know why little fridge came out. I have another.
I almost like little fridge better.
But the fridge debate comes up. We had the fridge debate last time. I was doing some research. We might have to call Aspero Le Frigo, the French version of fridge, because fan of the podcast, Brian Green, he's already coined. It's embroidered on him. He is the fridge. So we might have to mix something up there in terms of who we're referring to as the fridge. But I think her story was the highlight of that game. And then Pasta's interview with Tuca on TNT.
That was good.
Unbelievable.
Was also the highlight. The black eye, like, so funny. His line when he signs off, I think he's great. And Tuca is dynamite on TNT.
And I just love the fact that Tuca's just stayed involved. throughout it all.
Same.
He's in the rink all the time. I see him over at Warrior too. Like you said, he's on the broadcast. He does that watch with Patrice, and I forget who else sits in that third chair. But
Bergie.
I don't know. But I love
Bergie
when
and
a
Razor.
star player sticks around and just stays involved. And I think Swayman said it in an interview that he also talks with Swayman about just goaltending in general. And I think Timmy T's involved in that little group too. So it's awesome to see.
Love that. And Tuukka's so funny. When on the last siblings trip in Nashville, he was like in the mix at Tootsie's, he goes, and it's so funny. And you can tell the guys love him too. Like that little exchange between him and Pasta. Oh, still hurting, huh? Yeah, you're recovering. The boys went pretty good. It's like, come on, guys. But
Retired.
You gotta love that.
Yeah. The only thing I had from the Stars game, I stopped taking notes after I saw the influx of goals from the Stars. But 3 penalties first, just no bueno there. You can't take 3 penalties in the first period. And I listened to Chicklets a little bit this morning, and Biz made like a hilarious line. It was so fluid, but he was like, "Yeah, the Bruins just take like absolutely ridiculous penalties," and it's just like a chuckle. Like it's
Laugh
so
out loud.
yeah, so I don't know. Nothing's gonna change, so we just have to live and die by it.
So I've put my hand up for something. Anytime the Bees start taking penalties, I just try to come up with a funny tweet. And the parade to the penalty box is something that has evaded my brain for quite some time. So I was trying to do like a revolving door, just something stupid. But once they start, they just can't stop. They're like drug addicts. Let's just take one. Let's take another one. Why not? Maybe another hit. That's fine. But Mike, before you go on this game, the only note I had too was Geeky gets off the Schneed,
Mm-hmm.
Monkey off the back. Franz gets a participation trophy as well, and we move on.
Don't care. Love to see those boys. I mean, this was like one of the only games we didn't bet Geeky anytime goal throughout his entire drought, which was tough to see for all of us involved. But this game could care less about the loss. I hope they had a great time on the siblings trip. I'm glad Lowride didn't get traded, because whatever Zoe firing up the crowd, firing up the boys, it worked, and it turned Mason into Cale Makar, and it's turned Franz into the second coming of Sidney Crosby. So I love it. Go out, drink your beers, play guilty, lose this game 10-0. I don't care.
Don't care.
We're on to Vegas.
I think it's hilarious too how I saw Bucci tweet again last night that the whole Bruins trade with Toronto for Franz Minton. And
So
I love
good.
how it just keeps resurfacing.
It's
Just
so
like
good.
I don't think as long as he is a Bruin, we will see that tweet on Twitter at some point, like every other week.
There was like a random tweet from a Toronto account, and it was like, and we thought this guy was going to be no better than a third or fourth line center.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's on pace for 60 or like 51 or something. It's like,
Yeah.
yes,
We
are your daddy.
There's a Toronto fan that I'm somewhat not related to, but there's some family relation going on there. I don't know how to explain it by keeping it vague. But anyways, there's a Toronto fan that I talk to like twice a year. And he said to me last time, like over Christmas, like, oh yeah, he's only going to be like a third line center. And I was like, no, he's not. He's not going to be a third line center. Top 6 guy. Easily.
That's their way of coping with it.
Yeah, that's copium right
Whatever
there.
helped you sleep at night, bud. Well, that stinker turned into a good one at home where we had boots on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
That Vegas game was fun, man. Like off to a hot start. We thought they were just going to completely blow the doors off, and then the wheels kind of fell off a little bit. It got a little hairy toward the tail end, but it was good to see kind of the power play clicking. Power play was firing. Janot was buzzing. The fourth line was buzzing. It was great. 47. I mean, I had a wet fart fight where, hey, you know what? It happens. You get all juiced up. You get the yips. And then one thing I wanted to call out in my notes was Zadorov just turned into a complete man-child. And we saw that whole thing play out. We were basically in the last row of the joint.
Press box.
Press box.
Pass the brick.
Waiting on our credential email. But Hurdle goes in the corner, picks up the goalie's stick. Like, okay, the puck was 200 feet from the goal line. Like, the goalie easily could have got it. Puck comes back. He gets little boyed by Zadorov, and then the puck's in the back of the net. Overall, great atmosphere. It was good to get back in the building. I'm going to shut up and stop rambling and let you two share your thoughts on it, because I could keep going.
My first note was the low-rise show. Did you see his little dipsy doodle in the offensive zone in the first period?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, talk about a skill bag. Like that's like true highlight reel material. Obviously, it didn't materialize into anything, but it's still cool to watch nonetheless. I had in my notes too, really hoping someone goes Loizon. He pushed over Zaka pretty viciously in front of the net on a stopped play. And he was just being a complete prick out there. I loved when he was on the Bruins because he was just an animal. But yeah, you could see the frustration from Kaslik when he was going back into the locker room. He was so bummed, which as a Bruins fan, you're just sitting there and you're like, this guy is complete nails. But yeah, the game was sweet. I had Corpy played really well up until maybe that one soft goal that slid underneath his pad. But other than that, I thought he played really, really well. And Dave, you and I just talked about it a little bit, but Kaslik's hit on Shea Theodore, monstrous.
It was awesome.
And
I wouldn't get up for a week.
no, and I highly doubt that anybody on Vegas wanted to jump out there and go after Kaslik. They've seen some of the highlight reels this year, but it was very
Well,
fun
you
to
could
watch.
kind of see the fight was a little delayed too. Like, I mean, Kaslik got almost all the way to the red. Like, I don't know if he was probably like deciding not to fight, because I think it was 4-0 or 3-0 at that point. I think it was 4-0, 3.
Yeah.
So
Maybe.
regardless, like big lead either way. So it may have been on him to be like, maybe I shouldn't drop the mitts, give them a little life, but it didn't hurt either way, I guess, because it was just a slippery banana peel. But what a great game, though, Dave. The atmosphere was awesome. The place was rocking for a Thursday, too. Like, it looked like it wasn't really filling in before puck drop, and then after the anthem hit, the place was juiced, and everybody was fired up. Ton of I Heart Drake May shirts going around anytime it showed on the Jumbotron. People would go nuts. Just really good vibes all around.
Did you guys see the McAvoy block in the third period, late in the third?
On Eichel?
I thought his foot was broken.
Shattered.
So you guys were at the game, so you guys couldn't hear the broadcast. A hilarious interaction between Judd and Brick. So McAvoy blocked the shot, and Judd goes, hold on. Judd goes, oh no, he's going to have to go off because of the injury. And Brick goes, it went out. And Judd goes, is he going to have to stay on the surface? And Brick goes, no, the puck went over the glass. And then zero acknowledgement from Judd beyond that. Just a hilarious interaction. I do think there's some chemistry between the two of them, and I think they work well together. And Judd's done a really good job. His calls have been very good throughout the entire year.
Great.
I mean, I don't know what his history is before he came to the Bruins, but I mean, is this his second year? First year, second year?
Yeah, well, think about it. He did radio, so he's always had to be animated, right?
He did the
like,
Bees radio.
You're doing radio, you have to make it as fun as it could be, and I think he brings that excitement to his in-game calls, which is great.
Yeah, and I think he, like, even his little interview with Chara on Chara Night when they watched the Jumbotron together, I thought he did a really good job with that too. He's been everything I hoped for in a new Bruins color guy.
I actually thought last night too, not to jump games, but last night I thought he was really good. In a night where I was getting incredibly frustrated by Nesson, Judd was a bright spot.
I agree.
I did look at the box score after the game, and something that we just kind of breezing by is the fact that Murat's eating 18 minutes a night.
So good.
I think if you surveyed all Bruins fans, Bruins management, Bruins coaches, anybody, no one had this on their bingo card.
No,
but he's earned every minute that he's played this year. So it's honestly been such a good surprise for the Bruins, and I don't think they're where they are without Murat filling that role for the Bruins on the top six.
I agree. The perfect Swiss Army knife. We just pump his tires more than anyone else. We just pump everyone's tires. That's our job at the end of the day. Tune in if you want to feel good about yourself.
We like this team. It's no secret. We've been saying it all along.
One more takeaway, though, from the Vegas game. Jack Eichel is just so good at ice hockey.
He's an issue.
The way he skates, the way he shoots the puck, the way he takes the zone, he attacks the center of the ice, gets his big frame going. It's a treat to watch, and it's even better to see live because you're just like,
BCam, anytime Eichel would take 1 or 2 strides, Dave just goes, "Oh my God, look at this guy.
I'm just melting in the balcony.
Look at this guy go."
Crazy.
You're already like a 40-year-old dad.
I mean, yeah, just aging. Probably got some grays going. Speaking of grays, I have one qualm about, not even a qualm, a hot take, and this could kind of get us going into the Habs game. I had this in my note. The hair doctor ad, Matt Lepresti.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they just put these guys on blast.
Yeah. But I
Charlie
think that-
McAvoy's hair doctor, Matt Lepresti. Matt
Yeah.
Grzelcyk's hair doctor, Matt Lepresti. Tuukka Rask's hair doctor. It's like, guys, maybe we just have a hair doctor ad and we just call it a day.
No, it's support into the men's community, Dave. You want guys
Yep.
losing their lettuce to feel supported. I also love Brick's. Just his ad read is so funny every time. Get your lettuce right with Dr. Lepresti. It's so
awesome.
funny every time.
That's the best part.
But I mean, it's a hell of a roster, right? You just named all those guys, and then he's got Dave Portnoy's on
Yeah.
there, and TC, Tom
Hey,
Carrot.
he does a good job. It's just, I just feel like you're kind of putting some of these guys on blast.
Maybe we're the odd man out. I mean, because that's a hell of a roster. Maybe we have to go see
Might
it.
We
go,
might
might
have
go
to-
get
we
my
might have to
lettuce
sign
right.
up. No free
Just-
ads, but check out Dr. Matt Lepresti.
Let's get him on the pod. Dr. Lepresti, come on the pod. Open invite.
Also, another hilarious line too is the is it New England's hidden secret, Stowe Acres or Stowe Country Club, whatever it is. You ever see that pop up? It's like the green and white symbol.
Yes.
They have like a 20-year wait list. So
No secret there, pal.
you're looking to put your name on the wait list. Anyway,
Why,
so I just
why
think
are
it's
you
always
even
hilarious.
advertising then at that point?
Yeah, I know
You
exactly.
don't need to.
Yeah,
Some of the ads are absurd. But hey, the Habs game. Good character win for the guys.
Since we're going to the Habs game and while we're on Nesson, let me get my take out with Nesson. What was up with the camera angle being on like double zoom? Did you guys notice that?
I missed it. I missed the first.
It was
two
like we
periods.
were at.
I noticed Nesson crapping out half the time,
Yeah.
which was really
It
frustrating.
was so brutal. But it was like we were at, the old Florida Panthers games. Like they would only be zoomed in on like 2 guys with the puck. It'd be like max zoom. It was like that last night for 2 periods. It was brutal.
Nesson makes me laugh. It's so
Such a
ridiculous how they
terrible
haven't.
network.
They
They
can't
haven't
get out
been
of their
able
own
to
way.
figure it out. They can't figure it out.
No.
But I kind of love it at the same time though, because like if it was perfect, we would have nothing to talk about.
But we'd still complain about it.
Yeah.
We'd still find something that would chap our ass.
Yeah, like Nesson 360. I've heard it's
It's the
horrible.
worst. It's $30 a
Hey,
month.
it's not terrible.
Yes, it
it's not
is.
terrible.
Yes, it is.
You stream it. You stream it on like
Cut that. Cut
SportsEdge.
that. Cut that.
That's why your computer shut down 10 minutes ago, or for other reasons. Anyways, Cole Caulfield just can't. He owns us, and he got snubbed, and he's scoring from ridiculous angles. I thought the first period stunk. Laura had a crazy play though, like as a breakout. Mike, I know BKM, you didn't catch the first period, but he came up the ice with like a spinorama and just threw it on someone's tape. I forgot who it was. I think it was Corrales. And then
Do you think he knew he
there
was
just wasn't
there?
enough speed. It went tape to tape.
It was
Like-
incredible. Tape in stride, tape to tape.
It was unbelievable. You had to know he was there. Otherwise, he just kind of looks like a fool, just throwing the puck a million miles an hour up
Across
the ice.
the ice.
Yeah, just like it could have been a pizza. But
Golden
I thought
Road.
I had that in my notes. But it wasn't the start we needed. They couldn't break the puck out. There was no speed coming through the neutral zone, and then they just kind of got the power play going. And then the world's best teammate, 71, from France, that's just going.
He's a point machine.
He can't stop.
That's
Really
great.
is.
I'm glad he's a point machine because
Yeah.
he will get dealt at the deadline for something. Picks, whatever. He's going to
And
get
that's
dealt,
fine.
and Hagens will come in and play wing.
So my only qualm with that is, do you even break up that second line?
They're playing
Because they
so
are
well.
producing. So it's hard to be like, let's just get them out of here and fill that role, because for some reason they're flying around together. I mean, I know Zach is leading the charge, but God, I would hate to see that second line broken up. And we really need, and we can save this for later, but we really need Geeky to continue off this game, because if that third line produces, that's how we're going to be a playoff team, is when you have all 3 lines working together. And the fourth line is fantastic for us, because usually when like they can chip on chip in on goals, the Bruins will win the game, and they've done that frequently the entire year.
And this is a vintage Bruins like fourth line. We have the depth. Honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if Arvidsson, if he's like meshing in the room, he sticks
not.
around. And
He's 32.
he sticks around. I mean, he generates offense. That line's buzzing. Like maybe they offer him a year or two at short money. You know, there's not a lot. There's slim pickings in the market, unless he wants to go get a bag somewhere. Like by all means, but
Well, I mean, if he continues at this rate, I mean, who says he's not a $5 or $6 million a year guy?
For those
I'm just saying,
listening,
someone
I
really
raise
get
my
that.
hand.
I guarantee. I mean, I think the Sharks would take a flyer on him for sure.
I think
why wouldn't you?
if you're a team like Buffalo and you're trying to make the playoffs for the first time since the Ice Age, you want any and all guys that can maybe possibly contribute. Arvidsson, Stanley Cup Finals experience, 32, veteran guy, bad teammate, fit right in Buffalo. He's from Sweden. Give us a second round pick for him. 2 second rounders. Give us the Kiefer Sherwood thing. Like, they might get crazy at the deadline if they can see. I mean, the Bills just had a terrible loss. The first time Patrick Mahomes is out of the playoff race. First time that Lamar Jackson out of the playoff race. Bills blow it. Like, the Pagulas they want to be in the playoffs. They want to make impact. They'll do something stupid for Arvidsson.
If they just let Jack Eichel get the surgery that he wanted, he would still be on the Sabres.
And they keep Sam Reinhart and not sell the farm.
Buffalo is in disarray, though. I saw that there was a petition going on around after their head coach was fired that they wanted him back. Like, do people actually think that they take any serious? Like, they don't take that serious. A petition for players or a coach to come back? Like, they're like, no, we just literally just fired him. We're finding a new head coach.
Well, he's a clown anyways. He had the comparison a couple years ago, and we can cut this if we have to, but of the preparation that went into the game,
Yes.
of the preparation that went into 9/11.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just maybe we don't touch that, and maybe we let him go after that comment. Like, are you American? How about you go pound sand, pal?
All-time
Sorry-
Twitter
sorry
memes
for
came
another
from
day.
that, though.
Yes.
All-time Twitter
Twitter was
memes.
firing.
Yeah.
Twitter was firing. Man,
the,
we're getting off the rails. BK,
No,
take it back.
but the third period was, I mean, for watching one period of the game, that was a hell of a period to watch. I was getting a little nervous, obviously, towards the end, where crunch time and trying to find that equalizer, and Minton just staying with the puck, throwing that backhand on net. And he was talking about after in the interview, the crowd pop. It's starting to get that playoff atmosphere, and I am heading there, boots on the ground Thursday, and I'm
Thank you, Chip
expecting
Seeds.
the same.
Yes, thank you, Chips.
Thank you, Chip Seeds.
Chip Seeds sending you
High,
again.
high from above the ice, credentialed. I do have one more take on the penalty kill in particular. Before, Mike, if you have anything left on this game, so obviously Caulfield had a couple of power play goals that got him to the Hattie. When they just kind of look lost a little bit, as if the team's running the umbrella, kind of what the Habs were doing, and we were in the diamond, we were kind of collapsing a little bit. There was just a lot of miscommunication of a couple guys going to Suzuki or not sliding when Cole got his hat trick. Zadorov maybe should have slid, and there should have been a little more rotation because he basically just kind of walked right in and just picked a shot. Obviously, he whistled it by his ear. There's nothing Swayman honestly could have done or anyone, but even the one before, like, they were just bunched up, and it didn't look like there was enough communication going on or rotation where two guys going to the same guy. So I don't know if you guys saw that, but something to call out where, yes, we take a ton of penalties, and we pose the question, do we have a bad BK or do we just take too many penalties? Could be a little bit of a combination, but I don't know. Something that stuck out just watching the game and when they were going over the clips. Don't know if you guys have any thoughts, but it was worth bringing up.
Yeah, I'm still very strong on the PK. Like, I do think it's I think they've run probably 2 or 3 units total. And I think they have a difficult time matching up with Montreal in general. They have, like I said,
so much skill.
4 podcasts ago, they have like 8 of the same player, and they're all just unbelievably fast. And I just don't think the Bruins have those guys that can go step for step with them. And I think they might give them a little bit of room so they don't get torched. So I don't know. It's tough because Cole Caulfield has got a knack for the net, and like you said, Dave, Swayman was going to save that regardless, but maybe that was the game plan, just to let them do their little pirouettes on the outside of the
Yeah.
zone and just let it go. So I don't know.
I'm not looking forward to Cole Caulfield terrorizing us for the next 10 years. Really? He's
No.
going to give us some PTSD, much like the olden days with Guy Lafleur.
And it sucks because I want to root for Cole
I
Caulfield.
know, so bad.
In the worst way. I think it was Pete Blackburn or someone was like, I hate so much that I have to hate watching Cole score
Yeah,
goals.
him and Demidov too. I mean, Demidov is sick to watch. Like,
Sick.
even he's Russian, so I guess it's a little bit different since Caulfield, NCAA guy, American, USNTDB, whatever. So, but Demidov is sick out there. When I went to the game in Montreal, he was just doing these things with the puck that every single ACL in my body would snap, and it's just so impressive. So you kind of want to root for these guys, but you have to hate them, and it's just tough. They're going to terrorize us for a long time. Montreal's going to be really good.
Yeah.
For the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
Hudson's an issue as well.
Right.
I haven't seen someone work the blue line like that, maybe ever. I think you have to back off him a little bit. If you don't, he's just going to torch you.
And with him, he's so small, you're just like, oh, he's going to get bullied. But he doesn't. He's a water bug. He's throwing hits. He's making plays. And it's crazy. We've obviously watched him, but watching him more closely now that there's a lot of buzz around the Olympics and everything, it's nuts what he does on the ice for his size and age. It's crazy.
And that family in general, the oldest brother, I believe, is on Edmonton. He scored against the Bruins about a month ago. And then the younger brother, who was on World Juniors, is on BU right now. I forget. I think was he drafted by Washington, I believe.
I think so, yeah.
I just can't believe that all three of them are going to be in the league at one point, and they're all just unbelievable hockey players.
The genetics.
So overall here, I don't know if we want to wrap this up for Montreal, but pretty huge win as far as standings go. 4-point swing. We're now 1 point behind them in the Atlantic. They got 63 points. We have 62. Both have 52 games played. Season series is 2-1 Bees. Last game for this, March 17th in Montreal. So
Wow.
probably have some playoff implications riding on that. We're both in the 1-2 wild card spot right now, so I mean, you gotta love that. The rivalry is back.
It is back, and just while we're still on this game, I'm getting the text message from you both that Zadorov was helped off the ice. Was a very sad text to get, and I was pretty bummed out about it. And I searched his name on Twitter, which I wish I didn't, and that was a scary fall. And then all of a sudden, you just hear Judd go, Zadorov is back on the bench. And I think every Bruins fan was stunned. And he finished out the game. He was taking shifts at the end of the game. So I think he's made of metal. I don't understand how someone was helped off the ice, this 260-pound man, and then all of a sudden he's just back. And Sturm even said he was very surprised.
Everyone on Twitter too was like, "Wait, what? This is ridiculous. How did he get back?"
It looked like his ankle snapped in half. His ACL, MCL just fell out. Crazy.
Yeah, you can't lose. If you lose Zadorov for the rest of the season, I don't know where we go.
Bad spot.
He's leading the charge right now.
Well, good that he's healthy. Covered a lot. Want to tackle around the league here, boys, and then wrap with Bearlieve. I just have a couple of notes. Nothing crazy here. We covered a lot with the trades. Couple clicks for Charlie Coyle, former Bruin, 1,000 games. That's cool. And then also Alex Killorn, 1,000 games. Not as cool because he kind of beat up on us for
not cool.
some time.
Don't care.
But
Harvard alumni, though.
Harvard alum, yep. And the jet ski thing, that was pretty funny when they were buzzing around and they had their little thing going in Tampa.
To laugh at that.
That was all time. But we covered a lot of the other around the league stuff in kind of the housekeeping. So those are a couple of things. But shout out to Charlie Coyle. It was great while he was on the Bruins.
Yep.
And it was always fun hearing my wife run into him and his family walking the dogs around Seaport. She'd always get juiced for other reasons. Just a handsome devil. And I don't hold a candle.
I got one from around the league. Did you guys see Craig Berube's head?
Yes, gym accident.
What was he doing? Lat pull down and stuck his head under the
So then
weight
just
tree?
Him scatterbooing his head against the wall.
That's a
God, it looks like-
crazy scar he's got.
Oh my God.
I mean, he's an animal.
I did like how the Bruins
Same seats.
broadcast, they paid tribute to Coyle on the in between periods, and they just went into like how good of a guy he was and just like explaining what he meant to the Bruins, and it was a cool little segment that they did for him, which I don't know if I've ever seen that done before, but maybe they just haven't been in the position to do it. But I thought that was really cool. The only other thing I had was the goalie fight on Monday night. Bobrovsky and the Djokovic, I think I pronounced that correctly, but an unbelievable fight. Like it got. That's how you. We want to talk about growing the game. That's how you grow the game. I was listening to a bunch of different like football podcasts, and it was coming up in every single.
We had a friend of the pod who was boots on the ground in that game, and he said the place went completely apeshit, for lack of better words. Like Bob just comes bombing down, and they just start giving it. And he said the place went nuts. It was like you blink and it was gone, and then and I think they said it on Chicklets too, but he said the place went completely nuts when he came back out of the tunnel. And they gave him like the sailors welcome home, just lined up. It was unbelievable. So yeah, it was cool.
It'd be a hilarious wrinkle is if they fought and then they had to like put in the backup goalie for the 5 minutes and then put the starter back in, and like after the play, like they just swap. It'd be a hilarious wrinkle to add to it all. But I think it would also deter them from fighting. So I actually don't want that.
I wish more happened. Like we've seen a lot that have gotten broken up over the past couple of years. Just let them go. Let them go. It's going to drive so many clicks online and YouTube highlights, whatever highlights. Like you said, Dave, football podcast talking about it. It's just good for the sport. Let the boys scrap.
I'll take credit for that.
Good
comment
job.
that BCam just had.
The last thing, just because I know I know in the beginning we talked a lot about trades, but I didn't mention that I did see Robertson switched agents. I think I might have texted this to you guys, but he did join Andy Scott at Octagon, and Andy Scott also represents Wyatt Johnson, Mikko Rantanen, and Thomas Harley, which is not good for anybody that is hoping their team trades for Robertson. So that might be off the table.
How do we get that guy's job?
I did see that as well.
That guy's cleaning up.
Oh my God. So that's kind of all I had. The last thing I wanted to talk on was Brunet. I'm seeing a lot of buzz about him on Twitter. People that actually tune into the Providence Bruins games.
All-star.
Yeah, he's an all-star. And I saw one tweet that was like, Brunet should start apartment shopping in Boston because he'll be up here soon. I don't know when he'll be up here, but I'm starting to think that it probably won't be this year.
How do you fit him in? You know?
Because you got Harris coming back soon too.
True. Yeah. How can you fit all these guys in? You can't. And the D's look good. They're pretty solid at this point. And unless someone goes down, then maybe. But
yeah, either that's how it's going to have to happen, or he's going to have to win a job out of camp next year.
Yeah.
And then just looking ahead too for the Bruins. So I think the last time we spoke, I think they had 7 games left, or maybe even more. But I was saying I was hoping they were going to go 4-3. The rest of their games right now are away against the Rangers, home against the Predators, home against the Flyers, and then away against. I'm sorry. Then they do the Stadium Series on Sunday, February 1st against the Lightning, and then they play the Panthers. So kind of a gauntlet of a schedule, starting with the Stars game. So I'm kind of hoping for like 500, maybe one game above 500 hockey from them, like at the bare minimum, just to go into that Olympic break with some momentum and just like put them in a good spot. So when they regain, they're in a playoff spot and they can start working together.
Yeah, I mean, off to a pretty good start. I mean, 2-1, starting with even if you want to go back to like the Blackhawks game, right? We're 3-1. Rangers struggling. They struggle at home too. So see what happens there. And then the Preds, Flyers. Preds are playing good hockey, but both winnable games. And then the last 2 can be a crapshoot, right? So
Yeah,
don't
set
forget
ourselves up to be in a good spot.
Stadium Series game in Tampa too, February 1st.
Yeah,
looks pretty cool. I saw a video of them setting up the rink. I didn't realize they were playing at the Buck Stadium, which,
Raymond James.
yeah, why not just make that the Winter Classic? Like, why play in Tropicana Field where you're playing indoors and that's just weird? If you're gonna go outside, play at the Bucks, play at the Pirate Ship.
Yeah.
I hear you.
That's good.
I believe it.
That's good.
I think I kind of thought that too, because I think we kind of take it for granted. Like, even like the win against Vegas, that's humongous.
Huge.
Vegas is a top
Wagon.
3 team in the league. They've beaten Edmonton. They've beaten, I'm trying to think, like they've beaten the Sabres a couple times, and they're red hot. So it's a great sign for Bruins fans. I think where they maybe drop the ball a little bit is against the teams that aren't great, which we're stooping to their level a little bit, but they get up for the big games for sure.
It's more important.
Hey, you can't win them all, but you got to win the ones that matter.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens.
What's the Nick Ritchie quote? Yeah, we weren't gonna win all games in the 82 season. We weren't gonna go 80-3 or whatever it is. Math guy.
The legend, Nick Ritchie.
Yeah.
Math guy.
He was terrible.
All right, boys, let's go around the horn here. Where are we on the Bearlieve meter this week?
Oh, God. I'm staying strong at 34. I haven't wavered. I'm staying consistent. Good streak over the last two weeks plus. What are they, like 8-2, 9-2 in their last 11?
Something like that.
Yeah, I'm staying strong at 34.
28, Elias Lindholm. We were impressed with his game on Thursday night, Dave. Like him better in person, really, than on the big screen. So consistent as well, BCam. The team's good. The team is good. I think they're going to make playoffs.
That Lindholm signing, now with what we're seeing from per year for guys, is now looking like a steal. I think he's like a hair over 7 per year, and he's been rock solid for that first line. So
yeah, most of us were punching air when we saw that and the lack of production last year, but I think it's going to pan out. Cap's going up. You're going to have to pay someone anyway, so it's aging pretty well. And for myself, 33 before Big Z, Hannu Toivonen. I think he was 33 for the Baby Bees. It's a former season ticket holder, not a big deal. But
you were?
Oh, yeah. For the Baby Bees.
When Big Dave?
Oh, yeah. Big Dave used to print the flex tickets. Still does, actually. Inside scoop. Huh?
Is he still attend games?
No, Big Dave.
Let's get boots on the ground.
I was going to say, could he be our local presence for Providence Bruins?
We can get in, boys. We got some flex tickets stored away at home.
And also, Dave, just before we break here, completely off topic, but the Netflix documentary on the Providence, Rhode Island Mall.
Oh, I need to watch that. Did you watch it?
I haven't watched it. Didn't even know it was a thing.
I won't ruin it for you, but I'm going to put a stamp on it as a must watch.
Okay, good. BCam, I said it last night. I was like, Bailey, we have to watch this.
I had no idea.
I'm gonna have to
watch the trailer. I have no idea it was even out.
You gotta dial it in, like the whole story of like how they got there, why they did it, like what this underground community was like. It's unbelievable. The whole story all around, and it actually is something that you probably won't even think of. It's actually like a very like heartfelt story. It's very cool.
Okay, I have to add that to the list now that we have nothing to watch other than Hijack.
Let's go Pats, too, boys. Let's go.
Yeah,
I know.
Well, no, weeknight, Brian. Come on, weeknights. All right, let's go, Pats. Happy Sunday. Again, thank you, Chips.
Thank you,
our
Chips.
presenting sponsor.
Shout out.
Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Follow, like, subscribe, do all the things that people do on social media. And we'll catch you next week.
Go Pats. See you, boys.
Peace.
See you, boys.